Hey there, folks. Let's visit CSS Battle Plugins. Do the daily target. Terrific. 4 elements, or 2 elements, or, well, let's just see. Let's do blank template. I don't know why I'm pausing, but I am pausing. Let's stop pausing. Let's make one of these guys, and then rotate it. So we're gonna do the green one first, because I don't know why. That's what I think. So 160, 130, 132, and then this is going to be something like minus 100, and then 200, 202. And that's a single element. Now, what about a second element? The second element, P plus P, is rotated, right? Minus rotate 90 degrees. Sure. And then has a color or a background. Okay. So this is kind of close. What if we make this less? 20, 30, 40, 35. Interesting. And what if we change slightly the transitional transform origin? Transform origin. So we're moving these things diagonally. Okay, so now let's do the other thing, which is box shadow, which is minus 50 pixels, 100 pixels. And we're going to need the color on that one too. And we can set that color as a C of a variable. Do var. Lots of tuning to do here. And then we set this variable. Okay. Those are kind of roughly. This is definitely getting how I want it. Border radius, 60 pixels. And let's fix this box shadow to be a little bit more 6, 7, and a little bit bigger. Okay. But now if I set this transform origin correctly, then I'll get it. 50, 60, 20. Oh, it's close, right? So transform origin is about, okay, so we want to rotate it, or any kind of transform we're going to make, which would be rotate or translate what point on the box do we want it to be on to rotate around, right? So top corner would be 0, 0, bottom corner would be 100%, 100%, and then various values of that. And because we're rotating it, we get these values. Now, it's possible that we don't want to do that. Instead, we want to change the height and width. Oh, and does that show us the way? What if we change this margin? Oh, that's so close. I like how tricky this is. What if it's 0? And then let's remove the transform origin. So
Smooch, how you in here? Hey, let's go outside before it gets dark.
yeah, I do want to do the transform origin. And yeah, it's a little tricky. Enjoying playing with this, even though it doesn't, really, I'm not making any headway. Maybe that's not the way to do it. Would it be simpler to change the height? But then I would need to change the margins as well, right? I would. But it is simpler. Painful as that is, height of, what, like 60? And then the margins need to be some different number. Height is, oh no, height is 50. And then these margin, this margin needs to be different. So 100, 80, 90. Oh, the reason that we're doing it this way is so we can use the box shadow. That's why, because otherwise we have to adjust the box shadow as well. I want to stick with it. I know this is kind of a mess, and this is going to be kind of a tedious video as a result of it. So what's the way to force this to work correctly? Let's keep improving it. 2, 3. Can I add a translate? Is that going to be the same problem? Oh, if I, so. Can I? That's not bad. A rotate and a translate. And then we can do some funky stuff. We can set what? Instead of doing a background, we can set a color. And then do the inner color as inset. Or just use the word color. Also would work. All right, well, I can't say that I'm impressed. With this transfer origin and just transfer origin. Do I even need it at this point? I do. What if we adjusted these numbers? So we're using, okay, 35, and then that's a little cleaner. Now we don't have the transform origin. We just do 1 inch as the border radius. We have the inset to do the inner color. The box shadow creates the mirror, or the other one. If I delete that, well, we don't get anything because there's no internals to it. I guess that's it. I've been thinking about this one a lot. Minify, view and replace, resubmit. Definitely an interesting puzzle. It's got me thinking. I mean, it's kind of pinwheel, sort of. Where was I? Sorry, this was so distracted. Definitely solved the puzzle. Definitely got to 100%. Did it fairly quickly. Was that 12 minutes? Not too bad. It's got me thinking about transforms and transform origin and what can we do to calculate what that would be. I think if I had some graph paper, I think it'd be useful to do some experiments around that for me, because I would like to understand better where do I put that transform origin, and you could put it outside the bounds, right? So if you rotate something and move it and put it at 200% over, so you have the width of a thing, and put that origin at some other point and then rotate it. In theory, you're rotating it around something kind of interesting there. That said, super fun puzzle. All right, hope you're doing well. It is a complicated world and it is a complicated day, and I wish you all of the best. And take care of yourself, take care of each other, and go make that webpage. All right, bye.